Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Meghan Markle's family has begun to speak, and an anonymous member of her family has taken shots at the former Duchess of Sussex. They have said that they feel as though she doesn't feel they are good enough to communicate with because they are in two separate social classes. I personally believe and suspect that this is a member of her African American side of the family because they really haven't been acknowledged. Her white side, her Caucasian side hasn't been acknowledged, but also her black side, her African American side really hasn't been acknowledged, and they haven't done anything wrong. And it seems as though they have decided to anonymously speak in order to possibly highlight how cold-hearted Meghan is. And she has indeed been extremely cold-hearted. The bit that I really don't understand about Meghan and Harry's relationship with their families is that Meghan Markle has stepped down as a senior member of the royal family, and I thought that she would automatically become free in her personal affairs to be able to speak to members of the family who she wouldn't have been able to speak to when she was a member of the firm. At least that's, in my mind, what I thought I was going to see. We still haven't seen any interaction with Meghan Markle and her black side of her family, which I find quite weird because what have they done wrong? She has a long list of all of the rules and the regulations and the confidential breaches that her white side has done. But what has her black side done to her? That's the bit that I'm confused about. She claimed that she did not know Samantha Markle, even though she went to her graduation. She claimed that her father was betraying her trust, even though she hasn't seen him in over 3 years. And she hasn't really said anything about Thomas Markle Jr., who has been criticising her for a long time. And they have always been quite open and public with their criticism of her, along with her uncle, who I believe is Thomas Markle's brother. He is on her white side. He has always been overt and very critical, and they've never really hidden their faces. So this person, who is an anonymous relative, must be from her African American side. And what they have basically said is that Meghan Markle is practicing social classism. You know, she's basically not acknowledging anyone in her family because they are poor. That's essentially what I'm getting from it. So I'm going to read this article that I found by The Express. Meghan Markle won't ever talk to her family again because she thinks she is in a different social class and above them, according to an anonymous relative. During an interview with Fox News, the unnamed relative of the Duchess of Sussex lashed out at the mother of two and claimed her relatives do not wish to pursue a reconciliation. They said, "We're clearly in different social classes and we won't ever talk again. You shouldn't have to be someone you're not or a certain class to be accepted and to be loved." And that really does convey their pain and their hurt, because it's quite cutthroat, isn't it? And it's quite brutal to think that they've literally been cut off because they are poor. And we know she done this to the white side. The only person who is really gaining or really experiencing a true level up and enhancement to their lives is Doria. And even she has very, very controlled, limited access. As I said before, and it is well documented online, Doria was residing with them initially when they moved to America, but it seems as though she moved out at some point and now she's back again to help with the children. So they treat her very much like a nanny. And I think that's because the Harkle Sparkles are very paranoid about having people that they don't know in and around their property because they feel as though anything could be leaked out to the media at any point and their true intentions could be revealed. And we know that their intentions, especially regarding the royal family, are not all that great. So the article goes on to say the comments come days after Meghan and Harry welcomed their second child, Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor. However, Meghan's relative, the rift between the Duchess and her family is her choice, and the family has no plans to mend it. So they basically said that she cut them off and they can't be bothered. They're simply not prepared to run around with a begging bowl and beg for the relationship to be returned or restored to how it was before she decided to break away. The person also said that they do not want to chase after someone that doesn't want to talk to them. And it also says Meghan and Harry have already been attacked by her family on multiple occasions. Her estranged father, Thomas, and her half-sister Samantha have both lashed out at the Duchess following her explosive interview with Oprah. Samantha accused Meghan of using her mental health struggles as an excuse to treat people like dish rags. She told Inside Edition, "Depression is not an excuse for treating people like dish rags and then disposing of them." Mr. Markle also branded Harry snotty and accused him of not properly supporting his daughter while she struggled with her mental health. He told Good Morning Britain, "It really did upset me. Like I said, it would have been easy for her to reach out to me, any of the rest of the family, who she claims she doesn't know." And of course, he's making reference to when Meghan Markle said that she doesn't even know her half-sister, which is kind of like really cold-hearted, because if you don't know a family member, you should at least try and make an effort, considering you really don't have that many family members left to burn through. So with all that being said, Thomas went on to say, "But the other thing is that I would think that she could turn to her husband." Following the birth of Lilibet, Mr. Markle warned of further damaging revelations in the trailer for a new interview following the birth of his granddaughter. Mr. Markle has also given an exclusive interview with 60 Minutes Australia in which he revealed he has not spoken to his estranged daughter in 3 years and was not told of Lilibet's birth. The bombshell interview is due to be broadcast on Sunday, June 13th. The 60-second trailer shows Thomas Markle asking to be forgiven for his one silly mistake. He said, "I haven't spoken to her since 2 days before they got married." When asked about the arrival of the couple's baby daughter Lilibet Diana, Thomas claimed he had not been informed of his granddaughter's birth. "No phone calls, I just heard it on the radio. I'll be very disappointed that I don't get to hold my granddaughter in my arms." And that is the end of the article. There's also new updates, as I said in a previous video, that William and Kate have been snubbed and the rest of the royal family have been snubbed, including the Queen, because they have yet to meet this baby Lilibet, so they haven't seen her, which really highlights that the name was for profit and it had nothing to do with honouring the Queen in any way, shape or form. So with all that being said, I will be back with another video. Bye guys.